Hi, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to Conversations with Calvin, We the Species. And I always do my chronological. We're 17 days at this particular junction from Christmas. So almost Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. I'm with Francois Crepeau, the Crepmaster, a master magician, and he's up in the Montreal area. And we've been friends, and here's the thing: we've been friends on Facebook for a long time. And he's a mentalist, and he's this amazing magician. And he and I both, and we laugh about it, we have no idea how we became friends. Whether I initiated it, he initiated, chances are it was I, because I'm so fascinated by magicians, and we're going to do some magic here as well. He's through the magic of Zoom. We're going to do some magic with Francois. He's been gracious enough, and we're going to talk about his world, the world of magic, which I know nothing about, and most of us don't. It's an amazing world, and when we zoomed to structure things last week, he did a magic trick with me, and quite frankly, it's a week later, and I'm still wondering how he did this, and it's part of the questions that I'm going to ask him. He won't tell the answer, and he shouldn't. So, but I am so thrilled about this show and this interview. Hugely thrilled, because it's so unique and unusual as he is, and we'll kind of enter Francois's world and learn some stuff. So I've done my very brief monologue, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Francois. If you just want to do a little bit of an intro and a little bio piece, and then maybe we can start off with that card trick you did on me last week.
Obviously.
So take it away. Say hello and intro, and then we'll go to work.
Yeah, so hi. So my name is Crepmaster the Magician. So like, just to give you an idea how I started to do magic when I was in kindergarten, I was like about 5 or 6 years old. There was a box with 3 doors, and nobody was playing with it. And I discovered that from the back, you could switch things from one door to the other without the other person knowing. It was a magic kit for kids. So then I asked one of my friends to put like a little plastic duck in one of the doors. So he was putting it there, and he was taking a magic wand and knocking on the door saying abracadabra. And meanwhile, from the back, I was switching it from one door to the other. So when he opened the door, it disappeared and reappeared the other door. And then I started to love magic because I was impressing people and stuff. And on 3rd grade, I saw David Copperfield on TV. So probably like most of you guys know David Copperfield unless you're a kid. And he was doing like great stuff on TV, like going through the wall of China, getting the Statue of the Liberty to disappear. And then when I saw him, I wanted to be a magician.
Wow.
And then, yeah.
Wow. By the way, I have a for you. I think I mentioned this to you last week. David Copperfield was born 15 miles away from me.
Oh, wow.
No, he wasn't born. He lived. I'm sorry. He lived. I think he went to high school 15 miles away from me.
Oh, yeah. He was in New Jersey. That's true.
Yep. That I knew. And his last name wasn't Copperfield either. It's not important. So, so right from the start.
Yeah.
You could do that wonderful card trick you did on me.
Well, sorry, I'll just start a warm up. You know, they say in magic the hand is faster than the eye, right? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, sure.
It's actually not true at all.
Oh.
Look, I'll prove it to you, okay? Follow the ring with your eyes. I'll go very slowly, okay? You see the ring there?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just saying it up correctly for the camera because usually I perform for real people. But you see the ring, right? So Am I going too fast, yes or no?
No.
Tell me if I go too fast. I want to be fair with you, okay?
No, you're going pretty slow.
Now you think it's in this one? Where do you think it is really?
Actually, I think it's
That
my
one?
left, my
That
left.
one?
No, I
See,
think
it's not true the hand is faster than the eye, it's just a myth.
that's
Now
fine.
look, it was easy because I was going slowly, but look if I go fast. If I go fast, I'll just stand up a little bit. If I go fast, I take it this way, you see? And it's already in the finger right there.
Jeez. Wow.
And there's another version of it. You can
Wow.
take it this way. You see the ring there? And we rub it this way. In which hand do you think it is now?
Well, I think it's over here to the left there.
Your left or my left? It
my
matter.
left.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's not. It's neither.
Yeah. I put in my sleeve.
Wow. Wow. Man, that's great stuff. No, it really is.
Yeah.
I can't process how you do that.
Me neither. Like most of the time when I do new tricks, I do them in front of a mirror, like to practice. I'm like, how did I do that? And I don't want to tell myself. I'm like, come on, I know the trick. I can tell myself. And I say no. So all night I tried to find how I did it.
Okay. Wow. And can we do that? Because my head is still kind of floating on that card trick that you did with
Okay,
me.
yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I wanted to keep it as a candy, but yeah, no problem. Because you're intrigued. So obviously I didn't pay you, I didn't tell you what to say, right? This
Not
is
at
not
all.
organized. This is not a pre-show work. This is no setup. I'm not a cheap magician. I don't do video magic. Okay.
No.
So now look. I don't know if I present it to you this way, but I'll present it to you this way. So look, I learned in some philosophy I studied, okay, that reality, like it was consisting of agreement. So I don't know if I told you that last time,
No.
but that on what we agree is real. Like, do you agree that there's a floor under your feet? Do you agree there's a floor under your feet? Yeah, so the floor is real because I agree too. And we agree that there's a ceiling on top of you, right?
Yep.
So then the ceiling is real because we both agree. And I thought, okay, so that's cool, but how can I use that in life? So it's like the universe, we created it by all agreeing first. So I said, let's create something. Let's create a reality together. So look, the only thing I need from you is your agreement. So watch this. Here, it's an invisible deck of cards. Do you agree?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we don't see it, but as long as we agree, we'll create the reality. So watch this, okay? The only thing we need is agreement. So watch. I'm opening the box. You see, all the cards are different, but there are no jokers. Do you agree?
Well, if you say so, I'll agree with
you. I mean, we'll first agree, then we'll create reality by agreeing first.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, so look, I'll shuffle the cards every day. I'm shuffling. So look, I shuffle the cards. Now pick one card in your screen, like take it from the camera, like take a card.
All right.
There we go. So now, like, look at it. Don't show me though.
Okay, I'm looking
look at it. Okay, now do you have one in your mind? Don't tell me what it is, but do you have it in your mind?
Yeah,
right
I do.
now?
I do.
And there was no joker. I don't know if you saw, but there was no joker in the deck.
No, there wasn't.
Good. Okay, so now you have one in your mind, right? So now look, I'll take the cards and I'll reverse them. So now we see all the cards, but the one you have in your hand, right?
Yeah.
So now put it back in reverse so we don't see your card. We see all your cards.
All right, yeah. I put it back.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So that's good. So watch here. I have a full deck of cards here. No jokers, right? And there's one card reverse that you only know, right?
Yes.
So look, I'll shuffle the cards a little bit, but I'll be like careful. So watch. I'll put them back in the box. There we go. So we see here we have a full deck of cards with only one card reverse that you agree on. Do you agree?
Yep.
Oh, watch this. We created a reality together.
Okay.
Now you're not impressed, obviously, because I could have the box just on my side, right?
Yeah,
but
sure.
Now look, I'll do like this here. So we see. There we go. So now the box is out, right? I won't leave the cam with it. So what was your card that you agreed that you turned around? Now the box is out, so I can't change anything. But what was it?
9 of hearts.
You're serious? You didn't change your mind, right?
No, 9 of hearts.
This is insane. Watch this, okay? I'll try to stay on the camera to make sure like there's no video magic, right? So you see the cards, right?
Yeah.
The camera, like there we go. So you see there's only one card reverse in the entire deck. Do you see that there's, do you agree?
Yep.
Watch, I'll take it slowly to make sure I'm not cheating. Watch this. I'll just take it slowly because I have one hand. So watch. Here. Okay, I'll take it slowly, okay?
Wow.
We created a reality.
Wow. Wow. I mean that's a wow. That's really I just can't even process how you do that. And
I don't either.
no, my goodness. Wow.
Do you want to do some mentalism?
Sure.
Good. So that was just magic, right? But we'll create some mentalism, okay? So mentalism, right? I do is tricks, right? I'll just tell you before you even ask. It's tricks. It's just to entertain people. Like I'm not into the esoteric stuff. I'm a spiritual person, but what I do is tricks for entertainment. So that this next one, like I would need you or anyone listening to the video or watching the video to have 5 candies or 5 pieces of paper of colors or 5 pieces of colors with the name of the colors written on it. And on that order, you have yellow.
I have 5 things here.
Yeah, so put them in the table so I don't see, but put the yellow one first on your left.
Right.
Then the orange on the right of the yellow. Good.
Yeah.
Then the red one on the right.
Yellow, red.
Yeah, yellow, orange, red.
Okay.
The yellow first, the orange then, and then the red.
Okay.
Then the purple.
Okay.
And then the green.
Fine.
Good. So now put your finger in front of the yellow one.
Okay.
Good. And leave it there. So when I ask you to make a move, you move your finger to the right or to the left, up to you. But now since you're on the far left one, you can't go to the left. So we'd have to go to the right. But then after, when your finger move, when I say to make a move, you can move to the left or to the right, one candy at a time. You understand?
Okay.
So let's say now your finger is in front of the yellow, right?
Yes.
So now make a move. Done?
Yeah.
Now I know your finger is in front of the orange one.
No,
I'm
actually,
a mentalist. No, I'm kidding. Obviously,
no.
it's there, right? What? It's there? Good. So now, okay, so now your finger is in front of the orange. So I'll stop joking, right? So now when I say to make a move, you can move to the right or to the left of one candy. So you ready? So make a move.
Okay.
Good. Make another move.
Okay.
Good. Make another move.
Okay.
Good. Make another move.
Okay.
Good. So keep your finger there. Now I know your finger is not in front of the green one. So remove the green one and keep your finger there.
Okay.
It's done?
Done.
Good. Make one move.
Okay.
Keep your finger there. Now I know your finger is not in front of the purple one. So remove the purple one. Done?
Done.
Good. So make one move.
Okay.
Make another move. Good. Make another move. So now don't move your finger. So now I know your finger is not in front of the yellow one nor the red one because it's in front of the orange one.
Wow. Wow. I mean that is a wow.
I understand. And even if it's recorded, someone can do it at home and it will work.
Wow. So if people, wow, that's just fabulous. It's just fabulous. And before we go any further, I just have to show people the Crepmobile. You're the Crepmaster, and here's the Crepmobile.
I mean, you just say Crepmaster. You don't have to say the Crepmaster. It's just Crepmaster. It's a name.
Crepmaster. Okay.
It
You
comes
have,
from Crepeo, which is my last name,
right.
and Master, because I do it in English and French. And if I just say Francois Crepeo as my name, then if you Google Francois Crepeo, there's like a lawyer, there's a like journalist, and there's a doctor, and they've been like there for years. So it would take a long time to be first on Google. So Crepmaster, then it works this way.
Fine. I'm learning.
Me too.
Um, so I'm actually speechless because you know I just lived
Speechless or speechless?
speechless. I
Okay.
lived and you've done two amazing things here, and therefore I think you're amazing. And
Yeah, cool. And you remember when we created an agreement together earlier? I just realized because I wasn't like fully set up with the camera, but now I prepared it in advance and I knew you would think of one card and it's already reversed. Name it out loud, name any card, just to make sure the luck is not with me.
so I name a card now.
Yeah, live, just like this. I'm improvising right now.
All right, Jack of Diamonds.
Okay, do you want to change your mind or it's up to you?
No, I'm okay with Jack.
Okay, so the box is out, right? Already,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
The Jack of Diamonds, like shine bright like a diamond, right?
Right.
Okay, good. So now look, Jack of Diamond. We'll see if it's there, okay, in reverse. Now I just want to make sure that we see that there's no like flashing the camera, that we don't. So Jack of Diamond. So let's see if we see the Jack of Diamond. We see the cards correctly on the camera?
Yeah, see it
Okay,
perfect.
good. So now look, watch this. Now you see there's only one card in reverse in the entire deck. Do you see that?
Yep.
It's clear enough on the camera. Now watch this. Shine bright like a diamond.
Wow. Wow.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, it is crazy.
I don't even understand myself.
It is crazy. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
is and you know I had written that down. It's funny, last week when we were together here and I'm so tempted to ask you, you know, how you did this, but then I said I won't ask you that because it's none of my business. But so why is keeping a secret so important in the art of magic?
I mean, like first I'll answer something you didn't ask, is that like sometimes people just ask me all the time and it's good. Now you have like a bunch of filters like for PR and stuff, and so you say I'm not asking. But some like kid or teenager or even like skeptical adult will say, how did you do it? And I always answer, if I would have known, I would have told you already. And they laugh and it's over. So it's more smooth. Like sometimes like magician will say, no, I can say it. And I think it's not so cool to be answered this way. But like as a joke, if I would have known, I would have told you. And you're like having a lag. How does he doesn't know, you know? But it's important because that's what makes it interesting to not understand why it happens this way or how it's done. That's, like it's a therapy, like I was saying, because yesterday I did a show in Montreal. I live in Quebec City. Okay, it's about 3 hours away from Montreal. I did a show in Montreal. And like I explained my theory because I carry people I don't know, so I don't charge traveling because I carry people I don't know, whatever. So in the car, like I was explaining the guys, so what's cool about magic is that everyday people in their life are stuck on problems, like usual problems, like whatever, something with the wife or something with the kid or something with drug or something with money or like, and people are stuck in their problems all day. And sometimes people take drugs or alcohol to get rid of the problem, but it's not like a good solution because it comes back right after. But my magic is that when you see something you don't understand how it's done, you have a new problem in your mind and you're trying to solve it. And your attention is so much into solving it that the attention release from the old boring problem and goes to other things. So you're able to more thinking about other things and you become smiley and you're having fun. And that's a therapy in itself. That's my theory about it.
and it is fun, and you'll have. By the way, you'll have me thinking
Of
for a long
course.
time.
And
How
it's
you?
cool. And now, yeah, and now you're like, how did the orange one? Why?
Yeah.
Like if I would have taken another card, would it have worked? You know?
I set the Jack of Diamonds, and it was as random can be, and there it was. So I'll be thinking about that.
Of course. Instead of all boring problems.
Yep, and of which there are many. This is great. I know you touched on this. If you could just elaborate, I think you said this before, but when did you really decide you wanted to become a magician? Is
Yeah,
that
so like when I was I saw David Copperfield on TV when I was on
right?
third grade.
That
Like
was
when I
it.
was in kindergarten, like there was the box and stuff, and people were impressed, and I loved it. And then I saw David Copperfield on TV when I was on third grade. So that's about like 9 years old or something.
Okay.
And he was doing great tricks. And then I really wanted to become a magician.
Okay.
And then on fifth and sixth grade, I discovered a magic store with a friend. So we were going to this magic store, we were buying tricks and we were practicing them.
Wow.
And then we're being paid to do magic in classroom on or kids' birthdays. We're being paid as like
Wow.
as 11, 12 years old kid to do magic for kids. And then we love I wanted to be a magician. When I was a teenager going to high school, I stopped because I was being scared of being judged by other people, like, you're a baby, you do magic. You know, when you're a teenager, you're supposed to be a hot tough killer, so you're scared of judgment. That's what stopped you in life. So I didn't do it. And about 15 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago, I'm like, why I'm not doing magic? Why I'm not doing magic? I was trying to find out why I'm not doing magic. And then eventually I got sick of it. And instead of trying to find why, I just started it. So now I do magic for kids, teenagers, adults, skeptical adults, elderly people, and even animals if I get some demands for it.
Wow. 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 uh, well, do you remember the first magic trick you ever did?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's this thing like with the three doors that I was telling you about. Like that's the first trick that I did. Like he was putting a little duck it was a magic kit for kids. So he was putting a little duck behind one of the door and he was taking a magic wand, abracadabra. And meanwhile, from the back, I was switching it from one door to the other. So then when he opened the door, it disappeared, reappeared in the other door next to it, or like two doors away.
Cool. When we chatted last week, you said something really interesting to me. Some magicians do something called mysticism. That's part of their thing. But you do your magic, and I thought this was so profound. You do your magic for pure enjoyment.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like there's different styles of magicians. So some magicians are like, they're all serious, like a bit like Copperfield was, like a bit serious, like he has power and stuff, and he does things that it's impossible. But then, you see, me, I'm just like you bring me to a party, and people will have fun. And I don't try. I think I believe in magic. I think magic occurs in all of our life. Like some coincidence sometimes like are like harder to believe than fiction, but it's not what I do. Like what I do is tricks and entertainment, you know? But I don't believe in real magic, but I do tricks and I tell it in 2022, it's easy. Like you see a kid, magic doesn't exist. I said, I'm not telling you that it exists. It might exist for you. It might not exist for you. I actually don't care what you think if it's exists or not. What I do is tricks. It's just to entertain you. And it's cool anyways, huh? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You know, Jack of Diamond, you know, like you don't have to believe in magic, but you saw that the Jack of Diamond was the only card in reverse in the entire
Yeah,
deck.
I
And we
saw it.
didn't pre-work this. I didn't tell you choices to choose before the interview. You just randomly, and you were ready. You asked to do this trick first, you know?
So I'm taking from listening to you. So magic is kind of like in the eye of the beholder. Magic can be magic, it could be science, it could be art. It could be a lot of different things.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a big magician here in the Quebec province is Luc Langevin, right? And he studied in science, and he always like shows like he always says that magic is science. Okay, magic is science, magic is science, and he press it hard, and sometimes people start to believe that, and to some degree, everything is science. Like drinking water, it's science, like the water comes down, you know. I mean, it's just tricks. You like some people will present it like science, some people will present it like skills, magical powers. I what I do is that it's tricks, and we're having fun, and you know, and all stars are cool. There's no like negative or like positive. You might like better like someone presenting it as being science, but like drinking water is science. I mean, like science is just like the fact of the physical universe. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to go off topic.
Yeah, I love it.
Off topic and ask you one of my favorite questions to ask. And actually, since we're among friends here, you don't even have to answer it if you don't want to. But it's a nice question. Maybe I know the answer, but I'm not a mentalist. So here goes. Excluding family or friends,
Yeah.
somebody living or dead you'd like to spend a day with. I think
Somebody what?
somebody living or dead you'd like to spend a day with.
Oh, okay. Not family or friends. I could say Grant Cardone.
I have no idea who that is.
So Grant Cardone is like this is a guy that I learned how to sell from him. So he's like, if you Google after the interview, Grant Cardone, you'll see like he's a guy that sell courses on how to sell online, and he wrote like maybe 5 bestsellers on selling and on being a businessman and marketing and stuff. And I think like spending a day with him could boost me up to actually be more efficient in what I'm doing or getting more results.
So interesting you said that. That's
Okay.
so interesting you said that. Well, because I worked.
I didn't know you would ask this question, so I looked for it, and then
It's a great answer, and I have a response for you. I spent 25 years working for Luxottica Group, and my two bosses, Leonardo Del Vecchio, the father, he recently passed, but he was the second richest Italian in the world at 30 billion.
wow.
So I didn't interact with him, but I interacted weekly for 25 years with the son, Claudio. And working, I was a regional manager, and my job was sales. So my job was selling, and my job was to hire and to fire and to train salespeople. And they believed so strongly in making their associates better and better. So while I was there for 25 years, I took approximately 50 courses in selling.
Exactly.
And this is so interesting, Francois, because on my channel, Conversation with Calvin, I did a 15-minute lecture on selling. And out of all the courses I took in those 25 years, the one course I took that I remembered, and it was the most powerful. It's called Social Styles of Selling. And I honestly was never a great believer in taking those courses. I've said it wasn't real. It wasn't practical for me. But this
but
course,
some are not practical, some are practical.
yeah, and this was so practical that I use it, and I made a 15-minute. It categorizes buyers, people, into 4 categories: analyticals, expressives, amiables, and drivers. I still remember it, so many years ago. And how do you deal with each social style of a personality? And it's amazing. And go out, go watch it. It's on my channel. It's 15 minutes, maybe not even. And I took that, and I've given that course a number of times to people, individuals, little groups. It's powerful stuff because it tells you how to, for example, dealing with a driver type personality. A driver type personality has to be in control. He's the boss. So if you go to a driver type personality, if you can determine, and they're pretty easy to determine, they just want to be the boss. And if you go to him or her and you say, I think, remember I was in the eyeglass business, I think you ought to buy this frame. The minute I say, I think you ought to buy this frame, he ain't going to buy it. She ain't going to buy it. They're not going to buy it. Why? Because they need to be in control. But if I had said, do you think you could use this frame? So I'm giving that person the power that they need and they want. So the walls of buyer's resistance comes down right away. If I say, like I said, if I say, you really should buy this, they ain't going to buy it because they got to be in control. But if I'm just saying, do you think you could use this? Well, and they'll say, yeah, okay, give me a dozen. So anyway, that's what my course was about. And I went off topic, but since you talked about Grant Cardone, I wasn't a superstar man. I mean, I worked for the biggest eyewear company in the world, 25 years, regional manager, I don't know, 10, 12 years.
Wow.
And I learned so much. And
that like studying how to sell myself and how to sell with like his techniques that are very modern, that are not bullshitting the client or not like no lies and bullshit. That's actually what boosted me to become like the most reviewed magician in the entire Canada, French and English. I mean, I'm the most reviewed magician in the entire Canada for sure, French and English, on independent sites. And that really helped me because I started to do magic and I was good. But if no one knows you're a magician and no one knows you, nobody can hire you. So, and then if they know you, but they don't remember you when it's time to do the move, then they won't hire you either. So they have to remember you, they have to know you and remember you when they need.
Wow. It's so interesting. I mean, by the way, I gotta go back and perseverate the whole sales thing, how it's important to you and how it was in my life for a quarter of a century. And that's yet one more element of bonding with you and I. And I don't know why I apologize for going off on that. But it's maybe it's valuable to you. So jumping back into our, are there some, you talked about David Copperfield, are there any other magicians, i.e. like Houdini, or the guy who resonate with you?
Well, yeah, Houdini, I don't know him very much because I'm sort of young for him. So like I don't like a lot of magicians like study other magicians. Like when they learn a technique, they know where it came from at first and then who took it back again and who like tweaked it to a better way and then eventually did it. I just learned the technique. And I actually don't really care about who made it or whatever, as long as I don't say I created it, I'm okay with it. But there's one guy that I like. He's like a magician teacher. He taught David Copperfield some tricks. He's a Canadian. His name is Jay Sankey. So like when I do like walk around magic, maybe like 65% or 75% of the trick I'm doing when I do walk around magic are or were created or inspired by what I learned from Jay Sankey.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. If we were in a room with a bunch of like teenagers, would you advise people to become a magician?
If they want to. And it's not true that you have to have some skills as a baby, or when you born with some skills to become a magician. That's all bullshit. It's like the same thing, like you need to be born with skills to be a seller. That's not true. Everything can be learned, but you have to want it. You have to, if you want to be a magician, you can look. There's a magician I know, he's like a top performer. He fooled Penn and Teller, which is like two great magicians. They're doing like a TV show. You have to fool them. The guy doesn't have any hands, and he fooled Penn and Teller with a trick with cards with no hands.
Wow.
So you just need to want. It's not true that you need to be born. Like when I was born, I wasn't having a deck of cards when I was a baby. I mean, sometimes people make joke, yeah, he was born with a deck of cards. Actually, there is no cards in the womb of people. But I mean, you have to want it and learn it. And that's the case for everything in life. You want to play piano, you can. I mean, you have to put the intention and the discipline, but you can.
I remember some years ago, maybe it was the 70s or 80s, there was a magician, Uri Geller.
Yeah.
And I watched him. I mean, we all watched. He took a spoon and he rubbed his finger over the spoon, and you watched it bend.
Bend it, right.
I mean, I'm not asking you how he did it, but and it was amazing, how he did it, right in front of all of us. That really intrigued me. Of course, I watched David Copperfield do the stuff he did. It just, what you do, your world, to me, is so fascinating.
No, cool.
It's so fascinating, and that's why and you only work in Canada, right?
Well, no, I mean, I did shows in physical, real shows. I Stratton in Maine in the USA, and also Burlington in Vermont. But the thing is that like the way like regulations are made, it's very complicated for an American to hire me. There's a way to go around it, is that if they get a Canadian to hire me for their event in US, so I'm not hired by an American. So that's what we did for both shows that I spoke about. And it's funny because now I'm going off topic. It's my turn. So yeah, I'm allowed to. You did.
Yes,
so,
you are.
whatever. So like I went to bring my my son in Burlington to take the airplane because he was going in Florida, like for a religious visa and stuff. And I brought him with a car to Burlington, but I have the Crepmobile, right? So when I arrived there, like the guy at the custom, yeah, exactly. So the guy at the custom, I did some magic and he found it funny. And then because he had like a visa, we had to park in front of an office and go inside and like speak and paperwork and stuff. So I parked my car and my son went inside and started to speak with them. And then when I came in, one of the guy working there was like, so do you know what card I'm thinking right now? I said, actually funny. And I pulled out a deck of cards, and then they went nuts and I started to do magic to them. And they say, we'll hire you. I said, I would love to. And actually, it would be very cheap because I'm trying to find a way to perform easily in US, because I try to do everything legal. So I don't want to bullshit the guy, the custom, and like I'm going skiing and then I do magic. I mean, that's not my style. I do everything above the table. So, and it's actually funny that, so they're supposed to contact me. They might forget, they might not. It happens all the time, but it's a move. But otherwise, like people can hire me through agency, or like they get a Canadian company to hire me for them. So when I'm hired by Canadians, so I'm not hired by American,
Right.
so it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. And in virtual shows, I've done the virtual shows. That's easy. In the US, San Francisco, like a company, Levi's in San Francisco, hired me for a virtual show for their business.
That's great.
I did like a 45 minutes virtual show for them, and they went nuts. That's
And
cool.
I'm honored you did what you did here.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
uh,
now I'm not equipped right now. I'm just on a laptop. But usually when I do a virtual show, I'm in the studio. There's a guy filming me, so we see every move. So it's not
right, right.
like I'm placing myself to make sure the camera sees.
Like I said, or I've said it a few times, my head is spinning, trying to process.
Positively.
Yep, how you did the things that you did. Um,
Orange.
yep, it's just it's great stuff. It really is. And again, I'm so thrilled we met. And maybe one day you'll figure it out, or I'll figure out how the universe put us together. But these things are meant to be. I love when people say it's meant to be. Well, it is, because it happened.
Exactly.
So it is meant to be. So we're meant to be.
But
Um,
we're the ones who are deciding what's meant to be or not meant to be. It's not just like the random stuff. We're the little gods here.
yeah, yeah, and well, so this has been such a special time with you. I'm saying now, come back whenever you want. I'm pretty loyal, and our friendship is special. One day we'll probably meet live and in person
Yeah, that would be awesome.
as the world turns.
It's even crazier in real life, my magic, than on the screen. Because like people can see down the screen, they can say, yeah, maybe he told Calvin to choose a card at the beginning, maybe he said, but in real life, in front of the person, and I do like even more crazier stuff that I can do on the screen because I can't put things in your hand on the screen right now.
I'm saying to the audience will be seeing all your contact information, Crepmaster and the Google and Magic Magician Crepmaster. I'm saying it in French. I have a little bit. Yeah, that was my first foreign language I learned in high school was French. It was important to me. Um, uh, Maybe because of the movie Casablanca, I don't know, but but all your contact information, there's a YouTube link here. So by the way, you won winner of the Bash Best of 2013. I mean, all these years you've won a whole bunch of different awards.
Yeah. I mean, like the Bash best performer or top performer, something like that. So that's 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 9, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Wow.
And the 22 is already done. So at the end of the year, I'll get the 22 because I already got the requirements to do it.
Wow. Which is great. And I know you speak English and French, but I also read somewhere you if you had to, you could probably converse in 20 different languages.
No. I mean, I can speak English and French perfectly. I can perform in French, English perfectly, but I know a few words in 24 or 25 languages.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, you are amazing.
Oh, thanks.
And no, you really are amazing. And it's such a thrill for me to promulgate and to spread the word of Crepmaster and to share this interview, and hopefully people can follow you, etc.
And that's cool because like with these interviews, we discover the species.
Yeah, we are one species, and I was very impressed that you really like that title. It really means at this point in human history, we all collectively, the planet, needs to recognize we really are one species, and we all depend on each other. And if we all don't
Exactly.
work,
And even though some black hats want us to fight with each other, we are one species and we should go along together.
we should, because we're running out of time.
Exactly.
We've got a planet that's heating up. We've got all kinds of problems. Way up in, and you mentioned you're going up to Labrador.
Yeah.
That's a cold place.
That's on Saturday. I'm going there after 2 shows. Then I'm taking the plane at night and I'm going to Labrador City, which is like 13 hours in car from where I am. Now I'm going in plane. And
So
it's pretty north.
it's
It's like
so they
north.
probably have a ton of snow up there already.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah. Uh we are, I mentioned Labrador because what's happening way up north in Canada and in the Arctic is things are melting.
Yeah, but I actually don't really believe fully this thing.
Oh,
It looks like a COVID number 2, and I'm not like, I mean, yeah, I mean the Earth was there like since a while, and the temperature changed through the time, and with polluting or not, I don't say that we must not take care of the Earth, and I don't say that we must not don't trash our stuff in the street. I don't say that, but I think that there's some manipulation and some dark magic trying to be used to control the entire population with that.
it's a very provocative thought. It is a very provocative thought. The problem is, if you're wrong and we're wrong and we don't act, the problem is we don't know for sure. And if we're wrong and we haven't done things along the way to stop burning gasoline and throwing stuff into the air that we breathe, or there's chunks of way up north in Canada where things are melting. I mean, glaciers are melting. That's a fact. They're melting. Why they're melting? Well, maybe we don't know the answer, but they're melting.
Well, I didn't see them melting. Maybe because I don't watch TV.
No, but they're melting, and you can see glaciers falling into the water in the Antarctic, and there are areas, like I said, in northern Canada where it's been frozen for 1,000,000 years, and that's melting. And what happens? It's called permafrost, and when it melts, God only knows what was frozen 1,000,000 years ago, like viruses and stuff that gets released into the air. I mean, the point is, nobody really knows. That's the point.
But I know that if someone assists to one of my show, when he'll watch my tricks, he will be intrigued by them, and he won't think about what he learned from the media, that the virus might get released from icebergs that were there like 1,000,000 years ago.
Right.
And maybe you'll have a good time.
Well, and that's the essence, and that's the joy of you. It's you're like a ray of sunshine, and
A ray of sunshine that doesn't melt the ice.
Yes, I like that. And that's a good way to do a wrap, Francois. We've done a great. This has been a great time with you, and I thank you so much. And yes, please come back in any shape, way, or form, because I'm always here, sitting in this chair 12 hours a day. So please do come back, and I'm so grateful for your time, and also grateful for the Jack of Diamonds.
There, we salute the 10 of diamond, the Jack of Diamonds.
Yes. So we're doing a wrap. I thank you so much for being here.